it's Sky. Welcome to my channel and welcome to your February 2020 predictions. For the most accurate predictions, make sure you go by your rising sign and then you can go ahead and watch your sun and moon. And I left the timestamps down below so you could go ahead and click right to your sign, okay? I hope these resonated with you. If they did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and comment down below and subscribe for more. Alright, bye! Hi Pisces! Welcome to your 2020 February predictions. This is my first ever predictions video, so I'm a little nervous, so bear with me. But let's see what's happening for you in the month of February. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the sun in your 12th house. And this is the house of dreams, subconscious awareness, things that you have really deep inside of you. So you could be having around this time like really weird dreams and just things that come up from your subconscious. So these things could have happened a really long time ago, or just things that are just really deep inside of you, and now these things are starting to come up and starting to reappear. Yeah, try writing down your dreams, or just try to really pay attention to what's happening in your dreams. And also because what this transit is trying to do is just really bring what's not conscious, so then we can heal whatever it is that's bringing us down, whatever it is that we have like internally that's just weighing us down. Bring them forward so that we can move forward, we can let it go. You know, this is really about letting things go, letting the things that are holding you back, things that we're not really aware of all the time. These are the things that are just really engraved within us, things that are just all in like the very back of our minds, things that we're not really aware of. And also this could be a time where you could feel like a heighten of spirituality, because the 12th house is a lot about spirituality. So you could be meditating more, you could be practicing astrology more, you can be doing yoga, crystal healing, anything that really connects you back to source. So yeah, this month you can also find yourself in confinement more, so being alone, especially indulging in the things that you love, like the things that indulging your creativity more. So you could be writing more, singing more, whatever you do, whatever your creative expression is, you can have more artistic inclinations as well. So I'm a Pisces rising and I've literally never had time to watch movies or anything really, and I've been watching so many romantic comedies. It's so crazy. Like I literally been watching so many romantic comedies, and these things just really are for you to like detach from your everyday mundane life. You know, it's really to escape and just escape to another world. So let's talk about this Pluto and Saturn in your 11th house, and these two went conjunct in January, so that was like a really big event. But what these two planets did was kind of destroy the structures that you had in this area of life, and this is the area of life of friends, groups, people who have the same common interest of you as you, and like this is the house about the future, like what you want to bring into society. So you could have lost friends, you could have joined a new group, you could have gotten a new job, you know, now you're around like different people. You could have just joined like some type of online group, like whatever that is. And basically what these two planets are doing is basically bringing you closer to the people who have the same common interest as you. So finding your tribe, finding people that are going to help you with whatever goal is that you have for the future, for you to really build a solid foundation and just have kind of like the foundation cleared, so then that way we can build and we can actually like move forward. This is about finding the people that are going to help you with whatever mission you have in life. Like if your dream is to be like a famous actress and you're around a bunch of like medical people, then obviously you're not really going to be helped in any way. You know, it's gonna bring you back. Whereas if you're around people who have the same interest as you, then you can, you know, exchange ideas, you can help people, you can help, you know, with connections. You know, you're just able to actually reach your goal. This house is all about the future, so you can also be thinking and like reassessing where you want your life to be, so what you want to bring into society. You know, thinking about the type of dreams that you have could have changed too. You could have like realized, okay, this is not what I want at all. I'm gonna reassess, I'm gonna rebuild. All right, guys, so you also have Mercury going retrograde in the first house, and I'm gonna be doing a separate video on Mercury retrograde, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss those predictions. And lastly, let's talk about Venus and Chiron in the second house. So a lot of astrologers are saying that this is about like finances and like just healing your finances. And I do feel like that is a part of it, like just reassessing your financial situation and trying to find financial security. But I feel like to me, this is really about nurturing our talents, because a lot of us are very disconnected with what we naturally possess. We're very disconnected with our talent. Maybe we scrutinize ourselves too much, and maybe we're just not nurturing ourselves or nurturing our talents. So I feel like what this transit is trying to do is help you really nurture your children. So anything that comes out of you is your child. So if you are writing a song, or if you're writing a book, or whatever it is artistically that you're doing, those are your children. So for me, I feel like this transit is really about reconnecting with your talents. And this is also, and always remember that your talents are what God, the source, the universe gave you in order for you to have a prosperous and abundant life. So this is really about understanding what is it that killed your self-esteem, what is it that destroyed and made you feel like you weren't enough, or your talents weren't enough. So this is, I think, so yeah, guys, this is really about just what you have to offer, your own talents. You're really reconnecting with it, healing it, because Chiron is the healer. Chiron is healing wounds. So what wounds do you have that killed your, like, that made you not believe in yourself anymore? So this is really what's happening in this house, in my opinion. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. This month is really about you and what you have to offer to the world, what you're bringing to the table, what you're bringing to society, and what you want your life to look like. What are your goals for the future? I hope this resonated with you. Please leave a comment down below if it did. Like this video, and also subscribe for more videos, and also for that Mercury retrograde prediction. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hi Aquarius, welcome to your 2020 February predictions. This is my first predictions video, so I'm a little nervous, so bear with me. And I hope you can actually read this board here. I don't know if you guys want me to do like face-to-face ones, or with this board, or like do something else. I'll do something else. Please let me know. But anyway, let's get right into your reading and what you can expect for the month of February. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the sun in your first house. So this is the house of self, of appearance, of personality, and action. So this means that you can have like a sudden boost of confidence. Like all of a sudden you feel more confident, you just feel more attractive, more lively. And your aura this month is really, really strong. You have a very strong presence. So you could definitely be recognized more overall in life during this month. So the main theme that we want to look at is really what you want your life to look like in the next 12 months. The first house is about how your story of your life unfolds. So right now you're really thinking about what it is you want for yourself in the next month, in the next year. How do you want your life to look like? How do you want the story of your life to unfold? So you're ready. You're ready to set the past behind you. Last month we had a lot of things going on in our 12th house. So things that weren't conscious were made conscious. We were really diving deep into what is holding us back and what we have internally, like whatever emotions, internal conflicts we have, those things appeared. And now we're ready to move forward. Really, this month is all about you, and this is your birthday month. I'm sorry, I didn't even say happy birthday. Happy birthday. I'm like super nervous, guys. You don't even know. So this month is really about you and where you're heading. It's like a brand new fresh start. So this is a great time to start planning and start manifesting. This is the greatest time for you to take action, to start something new, because the sun is shining right on you right now. Like, you can be very recognized for whatever you do. So, take that, post that video, post that music, out, you know, whatever it is that you want to do, and whatever it is that you have, whatever it is you want your life to look like, this is the time to initiate. This is the time to start. This is also a time where you could just have a better understanding of what your purpose is, so you have more of a sense of what you're here for, what your mission is in life. Be brave, don't hold back. You know what you're doing. So yeah, remember that you're the painter of your life. You're the one that has control over how your life is going to look like. Okay, so let's talk about Pluto and Saturn in the 12th house, and basically what these planets did was destroy whatever structure you had in this area of life. And as I was saying before, the things that weren't conscious were made conscious. Things that were just not working for us in the internal realm were now so yeah, there's a lot of healing and a lot of reworking of your subconscious, things that we have really deep inside of us, and so a lot of changes and reworking in terms of your whatever artistic thing you're doing. So you and basically what these planets are trying to do is have a solid foundation for you to build upon. So now really pay attention to your dreams and pay attention to what's happening in your dreams, because these are the things that we have trapped in our mind and is preventing us from being the best version of ourselves. Mercury is also going retrograde in your 2nd house, and I'm going to be doing a separate predictions video for Mercury retrograde, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can be updated when that video comes out. And lastly, I'm going to talk about Venus conjunct Chiron. I know these are like the worst symbols. So during this time, you could be more focused on healing your mind. So if you have anxiety, or you constantly are worried, or just things having to do with your mental process, this is the time where you're really trying to heal that, really trying to look deep and what wounds, what are like our mental processes, what are the things that made us think this way, why are we getting anxiety, why are we worrying so much. So really take a look at your mental patterns and what you're telling yourself every day, because this is what really manifests into our reality. You know, if we're thinking negative thoughts, that's exactly what's going to happen. Negative things. We're going to attract these negative situations, negative circumstances in our life. So yeah, this could also, and also healing like how we speak to others, how we're communicating with others. Aquarius in general, we feel very out of touch with everyone, and it could be hard for us to be taken seriously because we're on a different wavelength than everyone. We're ahead of our time, so a lot of times people just don't get us, and this is really trying to find like what is our most efficient way that we can communicate with others. So yeah guys, I hope this resonated with you. If it did, make sure you like this video and comment down below, and also subscribe for that Mercury retrograde predictions. I love you guys so much. See you guys in my next video. Bye. Hi Capricorn, welcome to your February 2020 predictions. So let's see what's happening for you in the month of February. So the first thing I'm going to go over is the sun in your 2nd house. So the sun is shining in the house of money, talent, possessions, and self-esteem. So this is a time where you're really focused on your financial situations, how you can make more money, how you're going to create financial security for yourself. So this is really the house of manifesting. So you're trying to really figure out how you can manifest money, and how you can bring more money into your life, and you're also focused on your possessions. So maybe you're like trying to clear out your possessions in your home, and you're like trying to clear, like you're trying to have like a clear understanding of what you have and what you don't have. So like kind of like doing that Marie Kondo thing. Marie Kondo, I'm not sure if that's her name, but you know, doing that thing like, does this thing bring me joy? So really reassessing the possessions. Like sometimes we're just really cluttered and have a lot of different things in our house, or just cluttered in our room, and now we're just really trying to like clear all those things out. So yeah, try to find the things that you really need. What are the things that bring you joy? What are the things that you really do need? Because this is also about our talents. I feel like this is like the main thing that the 2nd house is about. Of course, every astrologer is gonna say money, blah blah blah, like I just said, but this is really about our talents and what we naturally possess. So now you can really be focused on nurturing your talents more, nurturing the things that you naturally possess, because ultimately the universe, God, the source gave you these talents in order to have a very prosperous and abundant life. So time now where you could really be trying to water your talents, nurturing your talents, and basically you really are trying to just take your children, your creative, whatever talents you have, take them by the hand and nurture them. This is a time where you could definitely be recognized more for your talent. This is a really practical house, so you're definitely thinking more practically, and you're definitely setting out like whatever your goal is for your life. So yeah, however you want your life to unfold, you're trying to really water and nurture those things. So yeah, this month is a great time to focus on improving your talents, just practicing, practice, and really trying to find what makes you special and what stands out, what makes you stand out. So another thing that the second house represents is self-esteem. So you can also be working on your self-esteem. You can be anything that kind of ruined your self-esteem or made you feel like you weren't good enough can be reappearing now, because we really just want to reassess that and really understand what is it that's killing our self-esteem. Sun here can also mean that you do have a boost in self-esteem, because the sun can give you like that confidence, you know. So you could definitely have a boost of self-esteem, but any self-esteem issues can also arise, again, because the sun is like directly shining on this area of life. All right, so try to focus on your talents, trying to hone in on your talents. Really look at your possessions, because if we're cluttered, if we have way too much stuff that we're not using, that can definitely create a lot of chaos for us. So yeah, look at your possessions, look at the things that you naturally possess, and also try to figure out your financial situation. Okay. All right, so let's move on to Pluto and Saturn in the first house, and these two actually went conjunct in January. So this was a really big event happening for us. So basically we were reassessing how the story of our life, we were basically reassessing how we want the story of our life to look like. So this is the house all about how our life unfolds. It's the beginning of our chart. So we're really thinking about what we want our life to look like for the next however many years. So Saturn and Pluto pretty much destroyed any structures that we had in this area of life. You could have had like some type of trouble with your personal identity, so how you see yourself, and now you're like really ready to set that behind. What Saturn and Pluto are trying to do is just really transform this area of life, make you more confident, make you more self-assured. So yeah, this is also the house of action. So Pluto and Saturn you kind of have maybe felt like you couldn't take action for a while. So this is definitely a time where you can change actions, change your habits, change things that really are going to have a dramatic effect in your life. All right, so you also have Mercury retrograde in the third house, and I'm gonna do a separate predictions video for Mercury retrograde, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so you get the notification when that prediction video comes out. And now let's move on to Chiron and Venus conjunct in your fourth house. So the fourth house is all about our family, it's about our household, it's also about our inner self. So you can definitely be trying to heal wounds within your family, healing things within your inner self too. This could definitely be a time where we're more private, we're being home a lot, maybe we're redecorating, we're trying to so yeah, this is a time where we could be redecorating, maybe we want to move, we're thinking about moving, but really what this is about transforming. So transforming your relationships, especially with those really close to you, so people you consider family. So maybe there's wounds in the people that you're really close with, and now this is a time where you're really paying more attention to healing those wounds. So maybe if if you're having some type of issue with a close family member, this is a time where you're thinking about calling them, thinking about talking to them and healing any problems that you have with those people. All right, so that is pretty much it. I hope this resonated for you. If it did, make sure you leave a like and make sure you comment down below. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your 2020 February predictions. So let's see what's happening for you in the month of February. All right, so the first thing that we're going to go over is the sun transiting your third house. And this house is about communication, about the mind. It's all about how we think, our mental process, and it's also about our immediate environment. So during this time, you could definitely be more focused on communicating and learning new things. This is a great time if you're interested in learning a new topic, or if you have some type of project that you are doing and you want to just learn more information. This is a beautiful time to learn and dive into a new or whatever topic of your interest. So you're gonna find yourself having new ideas, having new thoughts. So again, if you're working on a project, it's kind of like you kind of have like a light bulb go on, like boom, I know where I'm going, I know what to do now. And then you'll also find that you're communicating more. You find that you want to communicate more. I know a Sagittarius who has been trying to go to therapy for a really long time, for years pretty much, and they haven't really ever, you know, and now ever since the sun went into Aquarius, they really wanted to communicate. They want to, like, they understand. So it's like you kind of understand now the value of expressing yourself and whatever you want, yours on your mind, or whatever is holding you back. So you could definitely, this could definitely be a time now where you're maybe going to a psychiatrist or going counseling, or just even talking to your friends, talking to whoever pretty much is available to listen. And you can find that people are going to receive that well. People are going to listen. And overall, just communicating is really, really favorable for you. So if you have like some type of presentation or whatever it is that you're doing that has to do with communication, this is a really great time for you. So yeah, make sure that you're expressing your thoughts. Don't hold back in anything having to do with expressing yourself. This is also a time where you're definitely more curious. This is the house of Gemini. So maybe you're like diving into a lot of different things, just being really, really curious about a bunch of different things. You're like kind of investigating, like Curious George. So yeah, that third house is really a really active house. So try not to like overload yourself, overload your brain or your schedule. But that's gonna be hard because again, one of the main things that this house rules is the mind. So definitely you're gonna be more aware about how you are thinking about things. So what your mental processes are like. So if you're thinking negatively about things, this is what you're going to manifest into your life. You know, you're going to manifest negative circumstances, negative people. So you're really now more aware of how your mind is working. What are the patterns that are, you know, you're constantly thinking about? How are you thinking about? Are you thinking negative or are you thinking positive? Hopefully you're thinking positive. Sagittarius is positive, but you could definitely be more aware of the things that are holding you back mentally. So this is a great time to release those. Again, if you want to talk to anybody, you know, I'm here to talk. You can always message me. Really pay attention to what's happening internally, mentally, okay? Because these are the things that are going to manifest into your life. And we want to manifest great things. We want to be able to manifest all this money that's coming in. I'm going to get to. But yeah, we want to manifest. We want to be positive. We want to think in a way that benefits us for the future. All right. So let's move on to the Saturn and Pluto in your second house. So pretty much Saturn and Pluto went conjunct early in January, and this was like a really big event. So any structures that you had for yourself pretty much were destroyed so we can restructure. So the second house is all about our finances. You know, so maybe you were just, for the longest time, you were focused on just getting your finances together and nothing was working out. You kind of felt like you were stagnant, or you just felt like you couldn't just make the money that you wanted or you felt like you deserve. So this year you're definitely learning about finances. You're learning how to save, how to manifest more money. You're really learning new ways to gain more money. So yeah, finding new tactics in order to reach your goal, whatever goal you're aiming for. So again, it's perfect because the sun is in your third house, so you're getting new information. So this can actually mean you're trying to find information on how you can save, or maybe how you can make more money. Maybe you're trying to make a business and now it's time that you're learning, gathering information, trying to see how you can make this business come to life. So with this, I really want you to spend time looking at where you're spending your money, you know, because a lot of us are spending our money on ways that we can definitely be without. So look at where your money is going and really evaluate what you value. So another thing that this house rules over is self-esteem, and this is the main thing that the house rules. I like to look at it like this: self-esteem. So this is really reevaluating and transforming the way that we think about our self-esteem. Remember that the self-esteem comes from yourself, not other people. The 8th house, which is the house opposing your 2nd house, is other people's resources. So likes, you know, shares, all that stuff. So a lot of us in this social media time, we could definitely put our self-worth in how we're doing online, or how many likes we're getting, or how many people praise us. But remember that self-esteem comes from yourself. Self-confidence comes from yourself. So this year you could definitely be working on understanding your self-love and understanding how to value yourself, and also value your talent as well. So definitely looking more at what you have to offer, like what you possess naturally, because this is the house of our natural possessions, what we possess, and these things that and remember that God, the universe, the source, gave us these talents in order for us to live a prosperous and abundant life. So maybe this is the time where you're really trying to transform the way that you think about your talents. Maybe you've been scrutinizing yourself for a long time, or you really haven't been paying attention or nurturing your talents. So this is a time where Pluto and Saturn want you to transform this area and bring you strength and bring you that self-confidence back. What is killing your self-confidence? And I bring this social media thing up because I feel like a lot of us are very focused on just social media and looking at what other people are doing. So now you can definitely be more aware that looking at other people, looking at what other people are doing is not going to bring you forward, and is not going to make you feel good. You know, what makes you feel good is finding that inner strength, finding those things that you naturally possess, and owning your talents, owning what you're good at. All right, so now let's move on to the 4th house, and you have Mercury retrograde in the 4th house. I'm going to be doing a separate predictions video on Mercury predictions, so make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you can get an update on when that comes out. So lastly, I'm going to talk to you guys about Venus conjunct Chiron in the 5th house. And so this is really about healing our creative expression, healing our inner child, and really focusing on being in the moment, because when we're in the moment is where we're like in our state of like that child state. So this can be a time where we're really focused on healing any wounds that made us feel like our creative expression wasn't enough, you know, made us feel that you know, whatever we're doing, whatever we have to offer to the world is not enough. And with this, I really want you to remember that you're not the sole creator of anything that you do in your life. The universe is always working with you. And if anything fails, if any advice fails, always remember, always do it for a higher purpose. So opposite of the 5th house is the 11th house, which is the house of humanity, society, you know, innovation. So anything that you have to offer to the world creatively has a direct effect on society. So know that the universe is rooting for you, especially if this is something that you want to bring forward to advance society, to help people, to heal people. I also feel like this is also healing your relationship with pleasure as well, because the 5th house is about pleasure. This could be a time where you're trying to really get away from overindulging, so partying, drinking, smoking, just overindulging, of course, because of course we want to have fun, but it's a line where we have to admit to ourselves, okay, maybe these things are doing more damage than good. All right, guys, so I hope this resonated with you. If this did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hi Scorpio, welcome to your 2020 February predictions. So let's see what's happening for you in the month of February. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to go over is the sun in your 4th house. And the 4th house is the house of home, family, our inner. So this is a really private house. So this month you can just be more in hermit mode and spend more time alone in your home. You could definitely be spending more time just by yourself behind closed doors. So definitely be more focused on your home life, so you can be redecorating your home, throwing things out, clearing out the energy in your home, but you're overall just focused on creating a better living experience or living space and just being more comfortable. And also any family problems or anything that's going on in your family is going to be at the spotlight. So as a Scorpio, we can definitely hold grudges towards pretty much anyone that hurt us, or anyone that just made us feel like, you know, made us feel bad. So you could just be more focused on healing that, or just these issues can arise pretty much. So yeah, this month you really would just want to strengthen the bond with the people that you love, because holding on to things is draining, especially towards the people we love and care for. So the sun is shining in this area of life to help you heal those relationships, to help you heal the people who are closest to you. More focused on domestic issues and nurturing the people that you love or the people you call family. Again, it doesn't necessarily need to be family. It could just be someone you really, really love and you bring into your inner sanctuary. So yeah, this is also, so one of the main themes of the fourth house is your inner self. So how we feel about ourselves deep down. So I really want you to take the time to nurture yourself, understand your inner self, take a look at how you feel about yourself. And I really want you to focus on the things that make you feel secure and focus on the things that make you feel safe. You could definitely be more aware of the people, the things that make you, the places that make you feel safe, you know, because the fourth house is all about security. It's all about nurturing. You know, let's move on to Pluto and Saturn in your third house. And these two actually went conjunct in January, so it was a really big event. Basically, the structures that we had in this area of life were destroyed, and so we can restructure and rebuild. So for the longest time, you could have felt like you were blocked, feeling blocked in your speaking and communication. You just felt like maybe you just weren't able to talk, like, you know, maybe you had it all in your mind, but when it actually came out to speaking, it's really hard for you to get your point across. So this is a time where you're maybe learning, so maybe this is a time where you really have to take a step back and learn more information, really practice, you know, too, and gather new information. Maybe there was some information that you were missing, or maybe there's new things that you needed to learn about in order for you to really understand the topic that you're doing, or you know, if you're working on a creative project, or you're working on a business, or whatever it is at school. You know, maybe you just had to take a step back and really learn, really reassess, and try to be just more curious about certain things. This is really also about your mindset. So maybe you felt for the longest time that whatever you had to say wasn't important, or it wasn't as bright as everyone else's, but that's not true. That is very negative thinking. What you have to say is important, and what you have to say is valuable. So again, this is really about what we're thinking about internally, how we're thinking about ourselves. And if we're thinking negatively, then this is negative things are going to appear in our life. We're going to manifest negative situations, negative people. And we don't want that. We want positive people. We want a prosperous life. We want an abundant life. So really what Pluto and Saturn are trying to do is transform and reconstruct this area of life, how we're thinking, what our mental processes are, what our mental patterns are that are blocking us from moving forward, that are blocking us from having the best life that we can have. All right, so we also have Mercury going retrograde in your fifth house, and I'm actually going to be doing a separate video on Mercury retrograde predictions, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can get up to date when that video comes out. And so lastly, we have Chiron and Venus in the sixth house. So this is really about healing our body, healing the way that we eat, healing, you know, reassessing your relationship with, you know, your diet, your health routine, is trying to establish a good work-life balance as well, because the sixth house is also about work. So You could definitely be so this is also Venus also rules relationships, so you can also be healing, so you can also be more focused on healing relationships in your work life, in your work area. So maybe again, Scorpio, you can definitely be holding grudges. So this could be something that could be popping up, healing those relationships with those people in your work life. Really just healing in terms of creating a better routine for yourself. So I hope this resonated with you. If it did, make sure you like this video and comment down below. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Hi Leo, welcome to your February 2020 predictions. So let's see what's happening for you in the month of February. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to go over is the sun in your 7th house. And the 7th house is about our relationships, our one-to-one relationships, so close friendships, our significant others, and it's also about projection. This is a time where you could definitely be more focused on your relationships and the people that you're close to. So you may find yourself wanting to spend more time with these people. This is also a time where you're learning about yourself through other people. So time where any issues where you in your relationships can arise, because again, the sun is shining and illuminating the 7th house. So it can be positive and negative. Of course, you know, we would want it to be positive, but if there's are any issues with your personal relationships, this is a time where that can arise now, and it can appear now. So alright, so one of the main themes of the 7th house is projection, okay? So this is a time where I really want you to pay attention of what people are saying about you, how other people feel about you, because a lot of times we can be projecting onto other people's our feelings. So a lot of times we can project like our negative feelings onto somebody else instead of really admitting to ourselves that, okay, maybe it's us. So yeah, this is a time where people can really be telling you what they really think about you and how they feel about you, and this can be kind of difficult to hear, because nobody wants to hear the things that is wrong with us. You know, we want to hear positive things, of course. So if you've been positive, if they're telling you positive things, that's great. But if they're not, it's really for your own good, especially the close people, like your close friends, your significant others. You know, they're only trying to help you. They're only trying to make you see what is it that you have to work on, because we all have to work on things. You know, we're not perfect. We're not human. We're only human. So yeah, you can also be telling people what is bugging you as well. You can just be more open to expressing yourself to other people. But yeah, this is a great transit for collaboration as well. Like, this is definitely not a time to be alone. Definitely a time to be around other people, and you could definitely just gain more recognition, positive or negative. Again, positive or negative, but just be more recognized by other people. So again, take the time to talk to others, open up about anything that's bothering you. So yeah, and anything that you're denying, other people will let you know. And again, it's hard, but it's for your own good. It's for your own growth. The things that you think about other people may just be the things that you think about yourself, right? Because this is just a reflection of who we are. It's the 7th house is directly opposite the 1st house, which is the house of self. So this is really like a mirror of who we are. So if we're like constantly just projecting and blaming other people, maybe it's just really because we feel like that about ourselves. All right, so but yeah, if that does not pertain to you, and if you are like a superstar, which I know you Leos are, then you know, this is a great time for collaboration. This is a great time to be around people, to hang out with people. You definitely want to just be more social, and hang out with the people you're close to. All right, so let's talk about the 6th house, and you have Saturn and Pluto in your 6th house. So during this time, and these two actually went conjunct in January, and that was a really big event for us. But these two planets, so during this time, you may feel like pressure or really trapped by your routines or like your work. You may feel like you have a lot of work on your plate, or maybe the work that you're doing isn't really serving you. Maybe you feel like it's not what you want to do. Yeah, you could feel like your work has become mundane, or like maybe you feel like you're not moving forward in any way, or it's like stagnant. Pluto and Saturn are doing is they're destroying the structures in this area of life in order for us to build a foundation and build just build a foundation that we can really, that's solid. So I want you to really take a closer look at your schedule, look over your duties, and really try to create a better work life balance. This is really about clearing the gunk and the habits that we have in order to bring more space and just be more productive and be more efficient. This can also be health issues. So again, like if you haven't been treating your body right, this can definitely be a time where you feel like your body is kind of giving up on you, or try to reassess those things and create more structure when it comes to a diet or a health routine. So this is a meditating as well, because the sixth house is not only about our physical health but also about our mental health. So you could be meditating. So yeah, basically there's just a lot of changes in regards to your work, your whatever you have to maintain. So we also have Mercury going retrograde in the 8th house, and I'm going to be doing a separate Mercury retrograde predictions video, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so you could be up to date on when I post that video. And lastly, we have Venus and Chiron conjunct in your 9th house. So this is really about healing our relationships with, so this is really about healing your belief systems, and so really trying to find new ways in order to expand your knowledge, healing your relationship with higher learning and faith. This is a really good time to start meditating again, finding spirituality, and finding your faith in yourself and other people as well. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please like this video and comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. And yeah, I love you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hi Libra, welcome to your 2020 February predictions. So let's see what is happening for you in the month of February. So the first thing that I'm going to go over is the sun in the 5th house, and this is the house of self-expression, creativity, creative expression, romance. So during this time you can really be focused on passion projects, anything that you're doing that comes from your own self-expression. So even like a business or anything that has to do with that, or just being more creative. You could just be more focused on being creative. And last month we were kind of resting, we were like nesting in our house, and now it's time to kind of get out of their shell and express ourselves. This is the month where you definitely take more pride in your hobbies and your creations, and even your love affairs, because the 5th house is also about romance. So this can be a good month for romance. It also is Valentine's Day in this month, so you can be having a really good time with your partner. But basically you just really want to spend more time with your children, and not just your physical children, but anything that comes from ourselves. So anything like if we're writing a book or if we make a video, these are all our children. This is coming from us. This month you're definitely focused on enjoying your children more, and anything that makes you happy and brings you joy. So this month, don't be afraid to put out whatever you want to put out. Like, don't be afraid to express yourself. Don't be afraid to, like, if you're thinking about so if you're thinking about, like, doing anything in terms of letting the world know about your creative hobbies or anything like that, don't hesitate, because this month you can really get recognition and be seen for your talents, be seen for your creative expression, okay? And this is a really good time to spend with your inner child and spend with your creative and nurturing your creative talents. So definitely getting more ideas this time. This is a really good time for creativity. So again, if you're thinking about doing something, like, taking that leap of faith, taking that leap, I feel like this is a really good month for you. So don't be afraid to actually do it. I want you guys to go for it. Like, nothing is ever going to be perfect. Nothing is ever going to be like we imagine it to be, okay? And it's all about taking that first step, Once we take that first step, then we could keep adding. And, I know it could definitely be scary to take that leap and to jump. But I really want you to look at what it is that you want to bring to society, and how, whatever, because when you think about your creative expressions and all your like things that you create, this has a direct effect on society. So the opposite of your fifth house is the 11th house, which is all about humanity and bringing humanity forward. So anything that you're actually doing, whatever talents, whatever creative thing that you bring out to the world, has a direct effect on humanity and society. So I want you, if you're, I know it could be scary, but really think about what is it that you want to bring to society, and do it for that reason. Do it because it's for a purpose. Do it because you're trying to advance society. Okay, so also I want you to realize that you're not the sole creator of anything that you do in your life. The universe is also working with you. Okay, the universe is also creating with you. So you're never alone when it comes to whatever you're doing creatively. Okay, the universe is backing you up, especially if this is something that is going to advance society and help people, or overall bring innovation to society. So yeah, I reckon so yeah, this is a great time for you guys in terms of creativity and creative expression. So let's move on to the fourth house, and you have Pluto and Saturn in your fourth house. And these two actually went conjunct in January. So this was like a really big event in January. And basically what happened here was any structures that were in this area of life were destroyed. So you could have had, like, you could have redecorated your house, you could have been selling things, you could have been you could have bought a new house, moved somewhere, but basically you were just trying to clear the energy in your house, like really clear that situation. So you could have felt like your current living situation was stale or stagnant, and pretty much it was just no longer serving you, it was no longer moving you forward. So so basically what we're doing here is we're really trying to restructure from the bottom up so we can build a solid foundation. Okay, this is also the house of your inner self. So you could have just had more, you just could have been spending more time at home and really trying to heal yourself internally. So heal your private self internally. Okay, all right, so let's move on to Mercury in the sixth house, and Mercury is going retrograde in your sixth house. I'm gonna be doing a separate video on Mercury retrograde predictions, so make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you get that notification when the video comes out. Okay, and lastly, let's talk about Venus and Chiron in your seventh house. So this could have been some type of wound that some type of person that you connected to, related to someone close to you, it could have left a wound in you. So you couldn't be working on just healing those relationships and those wounds that your relationships have left you. So this could be yourself and healing how you connect and relate to other people. All right, guys, so I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please leave a like and make sure you comment down below, and also subscribe to my channel. So I love you so much, Libra, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hi Virgo, welcome to your 2020 predictions. This is my first predictions video, so I'm a little nervous, so bear with me, and bear with me with this board. I know it looks like a mess, but let's see what's happening for you in the month of February. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna go over is the sun in your sixth house. So this is the house of work, health, routine, and maintenance. So in this month, you're going to be really focused on establishing a routine that works for you. You're going to be focused on so really working on your eating habits, establishing a diet, establishing a workout routine, and even your mental health, because this is not just about physical health, it's also about mental health. So you could be trying to meditate more, trying to really just calm your mind more, so if you've been treating your body wrong, then this is the time where certain issues can arise, because the sun is shining and illuminating this area of life. So this is really just telling us that we need to reassess, and we need to and it's time to change, so that we could be healthy and we could be as productive as possible. Because whatever work that we have to do, whatever work we're offering to the world, we're not going to be able to give our 100% if we're not feeling 100%, right? So this is about creating a better routine and maintaining it, because the sixth house is also about maintenance. You have to eat 3 times a day. You know, you're gonna have to feel good every day. Like it's also about work. This is the house of work, like literally mundane daily tasks. So you could be focused on like creating a better routine. So if you're like an artist or an independent worker, then you're focused on like creating that balanced routine. Like, okay, I'm gonna wake up, do this, I'm gonna wake up and do this, then after that I'm gonna do this. And you're really focused on trying to create a schedule for yourself. What is it that I have to do, you know, to accomplish whatever I want in my life, whatever work I have. It can also be a month where you're analyzing things a lot more than usual. And in Virgo, you guys are already always analyzing and always kind of working on your productivity anyway, so this is like really up your alley. But yeah, this is the month where you're really problem solving. Like you're really trying to problem solve, and you can be kind of like, your self-esteem can kind of be wrapped up a little bit too much on your work, so watch out for that. Like you don't want to scrutinize yourself you know, too much. So yeah, so think about over the last couple of months, what are the things that worked and what are the things that didn't work? What are the things so yeah, this month you're gonna be more detail oriented, so this is perfect for this anyway. And just be more like, so you're really gonna like be nitpicking the little things, but just try. So Virgo, try not to be so hard on yourself. Just, this is really about discovering the things that work in your favor and eliminating the things that don't work in your favor, okay? So let's move on to the 5th house. So you have Pluto and Saturn in your 5th house, and these two went conjunct in January, which was like a really big event. And basically the structures that were in this area of life were being destroyed pretty much. So you could have felt like for the longest time you were, you know, you were working on some kind of creative project, some kind of passion project, or something that just came out of your self-expression, so maybe even a business. And for the longest time you felt like you were just stagnant, like you couldn't move forward, and like you felt blocked almost, like it was like you were, there was blocks, like feeling stuck. And so during this time and now, we were starting to look at our self-expression differently, and we were trying to like find new ways in order to bring our creative endeavors to life. So whatever it is that we were working on creatively, we were trying to like find new ways in order to make that work. So like so maybe you picked up a new hobby, maybe you learned a new instrument, maybe you learned a new skill. Whatever it is, Saturn and Pluto are trying to help you just bring more and now we're just starting to bring new things. We're starting to build a solid foundation. So continue with whatever new project that is, whatever new skill that is, and really try to hone in on those skills. So because in the future, this is what's going to help you bring those projects, those passion projects to life. And now this is perfect because now we probably have like a lot of things going on, because not only were we working on these projects, now we added new skills, we added a new hobby, whatever it is, like, you know, so now we have a lot of things on our plate. So again, the 6th house sun is trying to help us really focus on like structuring our life, making a schedule, really finding, okay, what's working, what's not working, really trying to help you just, again, reorganize, because you probably have just so many things that you're doing now. You know, you went a different direction, so, you know, keep going at that. All right, so you have Mercury going retrograde in your 7th house, and I'm going to be doing a separate video on Mercury retrograde predictions, so make sure that you subscribe to my channel. And lastly, we're going to talk about Chiron and Venus conjunct in your 8th house. So this can definitely be you healing some type of emotional problems that you have. So you can kind of feel a little bit confused because this is things that we have very deep inside of us. So what Chiron and Venus are trying to do is really heal the relationship and the wounds that we have deep inside of us and inside of our psychological psyche. So this can definitely be like kind of emotional time. So yes, you can kind of feel like you're going from one extreme to another, because this is the house of Scorpio, and Scorpio is an extreme. So this is leading you to deep inner transformations. We're really trying to find the patterns that we like, our psychological patterns, so then ultimately we can move forward and really transform ourselves. It's like the caterpillar in the cocoon, and now we transformed into a butterfly. So healing our emotional issues and anything that made us feel like we lost our inner power. Heal those things that made us feel like we weren't enough. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, make sure you leave a like and comment down below, and also make sure you subscribe for more, especially this Mercury retrograde predictions. Okay, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hi Cancer, welcome to your 2020 February predictions. So let's see what's happening for you in the month of February. So the sun is shining in your 8th house, and the 8th house has to do with death and rebirth, transformation, and other people's resources. So this is a time where you're leaving the old you behind and you're transforming into a new person. So dying in one way and rebirthing in another. So this is all about transformation for you. This could be a very emotional time. The 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, so you can be having a lot of extremes, like just going from one extreme to another. So you could be feeling like very unemotionally unstable during this time. And any emotional issues that you haven't resolved and anything that's traumatized you or anything that scared you in any way is coming up now. So what this transit is trying to do is just really heal you, heal the way that you think about yourself, heal the wounds that you have deep within you, and also your psychological patterns, because the 8th house is also about our psychological mind, like the patterns that we have. You're slowly melting away the things that are holding you back and the things that are making you feel like at loss of power, like things that you feel like you don't have your power anymore. During this time, I want you to think about really what you're telling yourself every day. What are you most afraid of? Talk to someone about the things that you're afraid of. Talk to someone, cry, let loose, and just try to like take it slow. Look over your psychological patterns that you have for yourself. And yeah, I want you to also rest and like take your rest as seriously as your grind. And yeah, once you get through this dark time and once you get through this dark tunnel, you'll find light at the end of the tunnel. So so yeah. So the 8th house is also about other people's resources, other people's money. So if you're like an entrepreneur or freelancer, you can benefit from someone at this time. You can get like some help from someone. Maybe someone shares your post on social media and then you gain traction just by having them like, you know, share your post. So this is like other people's resources, other people's stuff. Like this is not what we have. This is what other people have that could benefit us. So you can gain something from there. This is also about debt and financial obligations. So you could be thinking about how you're going to pay off any loans or any debt that you have. So student loans, credit card debt, any money you owe from someone else. So yes, so let's talk about Saturn and Pluto in your 7th house. And these two planets went conjunct in the beginning of January. And that was like a really big event in the astrological world. So this meant that like some relationships in your life, you really had to really look at your relationship. Saturn and Pluto were pretty much destroying like the structure that you had in this area of life so that you could rebuild. So maybe you felt like some relationships were holding you back and like just making you not really move forward, not helping you move forward in any way. So you could have lost some friends, ended a relationship, or just overall had talks with people about boundaries. This is really about boundaries. So continue setting up those boundaries. Continue like really assessing your relationships and try to only keep the people that are really benefiting you and not holding you back. We're pretty much still reworking and throwing out the old ways in which we relate and connect to other people. Okay, and then we also have Mercury in retrograde in the 9th house, and I'm gonna be doing a separate video on Mercury retrograde predictions, so make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you can be up to date when that prediction video comes out. And let's talk about Chiron and Venus in your 10th house. So this is really about healing your wounds in your career, in the public eye. So this is maybe a time where you're more public and you're not really used to being more public. So this could be a time where you're kind of like where you're really healing and trying to understand what it is that's holding you back for you to in the public. So for you to be seen in the public, like what is it about the way that you think or the way that you feel about being in the public that's holding you back in terms of your career? Venus is also the relationship planet, so this can be also maybe like you're evaluating your relationship when it comes to moving forward in your career. So like maybe you feel like the people that you thought you could count on aren't, you know, you can't count on them anymore. So now you're like reworking your relationships, you're healing those relationships as well. You can be healed. And really what you want to do is you want to like find security in your team. You really want to find the people who are reliable. So you can find that you need that your needs in your relationship with like your coworkers or peers, security in our work area, in the public, like what are we insecure about when it comes to putting ourselves out there, and all your peers and your team and everyone, like you can also see their own insecurities as well, you can see more clearly like the things that they have to work on. So yeah, so this month is really about your relationships and where you're headed, like what you want to achieve and how the relationships to people, places, and things are affecting that, like affecting your career, affecting like the way you want to head in life. Alright, so I hope this resonated with you. If it did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and comment down below, and make sure you subscribe for that Mercury retrograde predictions. Okay, I love you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hi Gemini, welcome to your February 2020 predictions. So let's see what's happening for you in the month of January, okay? Sorry, February. You have your sun in the 9th house, and this is the house of spirituality, your belief system, your sense of what's right or wrong, and exploration. So this is a time where you can travel, or you find yourself wanting to travel more. And the 9th house is your personal growth and discovery. So you can be really growing and really focus on growing and discover things about yourself that you didn't know before. And this is a time to learn something new, something that's going to expand your mind. So spirituality, diving into spirituality, diving into meditation, diving into astrology is really going to be beneficial during this time. Yeah, learning something that is really going to push you forward, something that is going to open your mind and be and just make you see like the bigger picture of life. You're definitely going to be more focused on the bigger picture of life, because the 9th house is more about bigger picture. It's not really like the small details. Like you're really used to like looking at like the small details, because your house is opposing the 9th house is the house of communication. So this is the time where you're definitely more focused on the bigger picture. So yeah, take the time to schedule travel, a fun adventure. You're just pretty much escaping your daily grind. Like you don't want to be like this is the time to like really try to detach from the daily, everyday, mundane things. You really just want to like be more, just have more adventure. This is a time for expansion and higher learning as well. 9th house is also about higher learning, so you could be this could be a really beneficial time for school, for like college if you're in college, or just this is also, faith is also a theme in the 9th house. So if there's anything that you've been wanting to do, this is a time to like really take a leap of faith, because the 9th house is really about having faith, taking a risk, and see how like this new experiences take you beyond places that you've never imagined before. Okay, so let's talk about Pluto and Saturn in your 8th house. So these two planets pretty much destroyed whatever structure we had in our 8th house. So whatever patterns, psychological patterns that you had before were really being challenged in order for us to grow and transform into a new person. So any type of jealousy, hate, fear, a house of emotional issues and things that we haven't resolved yet. So things that traumatized us or scared us in any way. So this is all about healing, and Pluto is about healing. Pluto is about transformation. And so here you're like really slowly chipping away at the things that are holding you back and making you feel like a loss of power, making you feel like you're not worthy. So things that made your self-esteem struggle this month, so these two planets are really trying to help you assess those so you can have a solid foundation in which to build upon. Okay, so you also have the you also have Mercury in retrograde in the 10th house, and I'm gonna be doing a separate video for Mercury retrograde, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can have an update on when I put out that video. Lastly, you have Venus and Chiron conjunct in your 11th house. So the 11th house is about our future. It's also about our friends and the people that we have share common goals with. So with Chiron here and Venus here, Chiron is the wounded healer, and Venus is really about our relationships and how we relate to others. So I feel like here you're really focused on healing the goals that you have set out for yourself. Maybe you felt like for a long time you didn't really know what direction you wanted to take your life in. Really, like so here I feel like you're really trying to heal the wounds that other people, like friends or other associates, left you. And also you can be more focused on the details about your goals and where you want to head in the future. So if you're around people that are not sharing the same common interests as you, I feel like now it's time to let those people go, like sacrificing those friends that are no longer serving your bigger purpose in life, you know? So you ultimately want to be around people that have the same interests as you, that fight for the same causes. You don't want to be around people that just are not doing the things you want to do, right? Don't have the same goals as you in life. So yeah, you want people in your life. You're really trying to heal the relationships and just bring forward new relationships that are going to have similar goals as you. Okay, so that is pretty much it. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, so that's pretty much it, guys. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and comment down below, and also subscribe for more, and let me know in the comment section if you guys like this setup. If not, like, I'll probably do more of a face-to-face one. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hi Taurus, welcome to your 2020 February predictions. So let's see what's happening for you in the month of February. So the first thing that we're going to go over is the Sun in the 10th house. So this house is all about your career, your reputation, your public image. So during this time, you're going to be more focused on your careers and the goals that you set for yourself in this lifetime. So more than ever, you're going to be more focused on achievement, more focused on accomplishing things, and you're definitely going to be more focused on how other people are seeing you, so your public image and your overall reputation. So this month is a really practical month. I feel like you're gonna kind of have like tunnel vision when it comes to the things that you're set out to do. So this can be and like you're gonna be more recognized in the work, and this could be negative and positive. So if you're doing good at work, then you're gonna have like positive recognition. If not, you'll have negative recognition. So people definitely notice you this month in your career, in your whatever you're doing, your work area. You're really thinking about what you want to contribute to society, where you're headed in life. So this is a really good time to really think about what direction you want to take in life. And you could find yourself having more energy too in your work. Like, you now it's like, boom, I got the energy, I'm gonna go for it. I have more, you know, you're definitely more hardworking, and you're taking advantage like of this heightened sense of energy when it comes to your career. So let's talk about Saturn and Pluto in the 9th house. So these two actually went conjunct in January. So basically what these two planets did was destroy whatever structure we had in this area of life. So you could have felt like really stagnant and like just your learning abilities. Like maybe you felt like you had to learn something new. You could have felt like you just lacked faith in any way, or you just needed to like expand your mind somehow. Like you felt like you were limited. So yeah, this is a time where you could have gone back to school. Maybe you enrolled in a course, or maybe you are teaching, like maybe you're teaching, maybe you always wanted to teach, and maybe now you're teaching, you're giving your knowledge out to other people. But basically Saturn and Pluto are really trying to expand your horizons, expand your mind. And this is a lot about long distance travel, so both physically and spiritually. So you can be traveling, maybe you felt like travel was stagnant or like you just wanted to explore but you couldn't. So this is like, I feel like this is a year where I definitely see more travel opportunities, like more opportunity to expand your mind, expand your experiences. And this is also the house of our beliefs, so maybe this is a time where you like transformed your belief system. So maybe you got into some type of spirituality, astrology, just started to really heal your beliefs and just transform the way that you think about the world, what you think is right, what you think is wrong. All right, so you also have Mercury retrograde in the 11th house, and I'm gonna be doing a separate video on Mercury retrograde predictions, so make sure that you can subscribe to my channel so you can get an update on when I put out that video, okay? And lastly, we're gonna talk about Venus conjunct in the 12th house. So this is the house of our subconscious awareness, things that are not conscious. It's also the house of artistic inclinations. So basically things that we have really buried down. Chiron and Venus are trying to heal those things. Things that are not conscious are coming up, is becoming conscious now. And we're really trying to work on what we have really deep down, buried down, that is holding us back in any way. And also this is a really creative house, so maybe you felt like for the longest time you were like, you just couldn't be creative, like you weren't able to. I definitely feel like this is a time where you could be more alone and just spending more time alone, trying to heal, trying to figure out really what is holding you back internally. This is like a very emotional house. It's a water house, so it has to deal with the emotions that we have trapped deep inside of us internally. So I really want you to pay attention to your dreams as well, because they can have the key to your healing. They could really let you know what is holding you back, what are the things that you have to work on, what are the things that are trapped behind in your psyche that's really not allowing you to move forward, okay? So that is pretty much it. I hope this resonated with you. If this did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below, and also subscribe for more, okay? I love you guys so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hi Aries, welcome to your February 2020 predictions. So let's see what's happening for you in the month of February. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the sun in the 11th house, and this is the 11th and this is the house of friendships, peers, groups, people who have like the same common interest as you, and also the house of the future. So it's going to be a really social month for you. You can be hanging out with friends more, just overall wanting to connect more and wanting to network more. So this is a really favorable time for networking, and you could just have a lot of blessings in this area. So if you're on social media, this is a really good time for recognition because the sun is shining right on this area of life. Thing with the 11th house though is that it is an unexpected house, so I feel like really sitting there waiting for it to come, it's not gonna come. Like you have to put in the work and just forget about it, and then out of nowhere, like unexpectedly, you can get gains. You'll see, like you can just overnight have like a lot more followers, or just random things happen to you. This is also the house of randomness. So maybe you have like a lot of random things happening to you. You can also meet people randomly, people that help you in terms of like whatever your future, whatever goals you have in the future, and presence in groups and like your presence overall in the media is something that you're more aware of this month. So you're really focused this month on building your network, building that connection. So yeah, you're also focused on just meeting new people that share the same interest as you. So whatever you're working on, whatever goals you have, again, you want people who have the same common goals, the same vision as you. So you're focused on creating a community. The 11th house is also about the future, and what we want our future to look like. So this time you can definitely be thinking about what you want your life to look like. And so yeah, this is also a very humanitarian house, so you can also be thinking about humanity more and really what you want to see, like what change you want to see in the world. So yeah, take the time to really think about your future, think about where you're heading, think about what you want to contribute to society. Okay, so let's talk about this Saturn and Pluto in your 10th house, and these two went conjunct in January. So I feel like we're still feeling the effects of this. So this was all about your career. So Pluto and Saturn pretty much like destroyed all of the structures that we had in this area of life. So maybe you felt like you couldn't move forward in your career. Maybe you realized like the career you're in is not for you, or things that you planned for didn't really go as planned. So now you were forced to think about it differently. You're forced to think about what you really want in your career, what you really want to contribute to society. So really be patient in this area. This is really lucky. I feel like this is a really good year for you. If you've seen like any 2020 predictions for Aries, it's all about your career. This is a really good time for your career. And overall, like if you want a business, this could be a time where, you know, you're finally starting the business or whatever it is. But yeah, this is really about being patient and building a new foundation, so a solid foundation, so you could build and build and build. So Mercury is going retrograde in your 12th house, and I'm going to be doing a separate video on Mercury retrograde, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so you could get an update on when that video comes out. And lastly, we have Venus and Chiron conjunct in the 1st house. So this is really about healing your body, healing the way you think about yourself, healing your personal identity. Yeah. So during this time, you could be really working on your appearance and working on the relationship with yourself. Like if you have any insecurities or any doubts about the way you look or your self-identity, then this is a time where you're really trying to heal all those issues. Okay guys, so Aries, this is a really good time to network, especially if you're in any type of social media based business, or you're like an influencer or something like that, and really start thinking about the goals for your future and have fun. This is a fun this is like a friend, like good times for friends, so have fun, go out with friends and mingle. I hope this resonated with you guys. If it did, make sure to leave a like and comment down below, and also subscribe for more videos. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.